Hello, everyone. Can you hear us? Great to be together. Please put in the chat where you're from. Let's do some kind of a map. See how many people we have. Welcome to Germany, Scotland, Ireland, Sofia, Philippines. All great. Many people. How are you? I was hoping to be sunny today here, but unfortunately it's a bit rainy. We will be waiting a few more minutes and we can get started. As I see the counter is going up. Excited for today. Hope that everyone will take something from the session and we'll start experimenting right away. I have Martin here and our co-founder as well, Dejan, that will be a moderator. He's incognito mode.
Yeah, basically, during the session, we're going to show a lot of things live. So, yeah, obviously for some prompts, it's going to take more time. So just put your questions immediately once you have them. So maybe we can answer them during the session live, not wait for the Q&A at the end.
Yeah, put your comments directly and the questions, and we will try to answer them in the waiting minutes.
Okay, so we have some people from the States, so it's quite early.
UK, Georgia, Pakistan, Dubai, oh, New York, India, France, Spain, Finland. Great, great. South Africa, Nigeria, Ukraine, Austria. Amazing, amazing. Many people. I think we should wait like one more minute and then we should start.
Yeah, I see a lot of people are joining now, but yeah, just 1 minute and we can start.
All right. We see already cities as well. All right, well, should we start?
Yeah, I think we can kick off. So just a very quick intro from our side. I'm Martin, this is Ralica, and yeah, Dan is our third co-founder who is going to moderate the session. So our background, we're in tech in the past 15 years. We've been coders, and now with AI, we're back to coding. We were founders of software development agency, which we scaled to more than 3 million euros revenue yearly. We invested in more than 20 different startups, and 2 years and a half ago, we founded a venture studio, which is investing and spinning off different ideas in the AI world. During all these years with these startups and companies, one of the main things which we needed to handle is like tech people to sell. And this is like the last thing you would like to do as a tech person. So basically, what we found is that we're very good in building, we can solve problems and stuff like that. But when it goes to the sales, every advisor and every person was saying, oh, it's a numbers game. You need to go and reach out 100 people. 10 will answer you. After that, you're going to have 3 meetings and stuff like that. And to be honest, we hated that game. Because we always had very good success of closing people, but that thing to reach out to people and say, oh, that's not a good time, I don't need your services and stuff like that, was a pain. And when AI came up like 2 years ago, we started experimenting with it, putting different data and stuff like that. And we were thinking, okay, now we have a lot of yeah, the recording will be shared. So we have a lot of data. We know a lot of people who are looking for that solution, but now we have the tool to analyze that data. And we started building and experimented, run that through 100 people. It disqualified 95 from them, and we took just 5 people, reached out to them, and it took us to the 5 meetings of these people. And we said, okay, maybe that's the time where we don't need to play the numbers game, but we'll have a tool where we can just reach out to the people who are already in the market. And that's how we founded Clearcue.
Yeah, yeah, everything that we do, like, fortunately or unfortunately, is related to sales in some ways. And we had to, as Martin said, learn our ways how to sell and how to do all of those things. And we believe that you should be doing like smart things every day. Your go-to-market should be automated. You have to like utilize all of the potential like help that you have. And that's what we are going to show you today, like what we do on our daily basis, how we run our go-to-market process automated, and what kind of tools we use, what kind of data, what kind of signals we use. You will hear this word like a lot. You probably heard it a lot in the past, I don't know, 6, 8 months, like it's buzzing everywhere. But if we like can start with the idea, like it's about there are a lot of possibilities, a lot of data right now, and we believe that people have to utilize it in a way that it saves them time to focus only on the right people at the right time rather than like just accessing to everybody and like praying that they will answer.
Yeah, now we're using Claude and LLMs in every function of our companies, from product building, writing documentation, our content engine, our outbound sequences, and everything. So now we're going to show you our go-to-market flow. And yeah, Ralica will start with first setting up the signals. One of the most important things when you're using the LLM and Claude is basically the context and the information you give to it. If you give them like shit, it will give you shit. If you give them something which is good, it will analyze and give you the results you expect.
Yeah, so I will start like showing you how to create like intent signals. Everything in like the backbone of our structure is creating intent signals and like tracking those and using them in some way. So here, like I will run it so it goes and then we can talk. Here you can imagine that this thing, intent signals, is actually a behavior. It's a behavior of a company or a person, how they are acting before you sell them something. It could be a product, could be a services. And everybody is like mistaking those behaviors and those intent signals as we don't think about, like, people usually don't go and say, hey, I need a new CRM or I need a new HR tool or whatever. Like they usually have some kind of signs that you can track. And the more of those and the different those to be, and when you like stack them, I will talk a little bit more about that later in the session, the more like clear picture you have about the company itself and the people and how they behave in the company. So if we imagine here that we are like interior design studio, we usually sell to companies that are, if we are selling B2B, we usually sell to companies that are, let's say, opening a new office. So we might want to track intent signals that are like announcement of new offices. If we are located in London or we operate in Europe, we can track like different here. If you put this particular prompt and like start brainstorming with Claude, it can give you different kind of ideas of stronger intent signals that can give you some information. You can also like use different type of signals later on that could be whether the company is fundraising in any way, whether the company, and this can like give you some information of they have money, they usually expand to different locations. So sooner or later they would need your services, so you can start like preparing some kind of touch points so they know about you. And they, when the decision is like at the moment they have to take it, they will know and they will like immediately think about, hey, I know this company and they can do this for me. You can look for leadership hire. You can look for like people that are changing from remote office to like in the office policy, like all of those signals, they can like go around and help you a little bit put like small pieces of the puzzle together. So I won't be creating the signals right now here because it will take like around 30 minutes to start getting some data. But essentially here you can like continue and like brainstorm, should I pick like specific location? Should it be on specific languages and stuff? And then this one, Martin will show you right away how the actually created signals in our system are now working. So you can utilize the data and use it after that.
Yes, so basically, setting up the signals is one of the most important things because these are some agents which are working 24/7 to get information. Currently, we are going to use our signals which we already set up for our brand because they have historical data for more than 3-6 months. And if we set up something live, the data will need like 15-13 minutes to be set up. So the first thing which I'm going to show you and the signals which are working for us are the people who interact with our brand and our competitor brands. And why these two, why we choose these two signals is because we would like to see who are the people who are interested in that space and who are interested in these two brands. One is ours because we would like to have some attachment. So when we outreach to them, that thing is not it's not cold. It's not like from nowhere. And we would like to see people who are interacting with different competitors. As many competitors are there, it will be better because that means that they're evaluating multiple options. It's not something random. Typically, one of the biggest mistakes I see people doing when they're setting up signals is that they set up just one signal and say, okay, if this signal is available, I'm going to reach out to them. But in most of the cases, like 70-80% of these signals are just noise because if I here set up just my competitor or just my brand, or I don't stack these signals on a personal or company level, that will mean that for example, maybe that person have personal connection to that guy, or maybe he's selling to them or stuff like that. That's why it's important to stack multiple different signals like type and also maybe the frequency of them.
Yeah, guys, I see that you are putting your questions in the chat. You can put them in the Q&A session so we can easily answer them directly, the ones that are like one word, and the others which are more complicated we can answer like directly in the chat or later on in the Q&A session. But yeah, as Martin said, like the more type of pieces of signals you can get, and if they're like diversified in some way, it will be very good for you to stack them later on and like look the whole picture for the company itself, like how many different things are presented and shown by the company, and then later on in terms of decision makers in the department that you are selling or something like that. So it's like here, as Martin is showing you, we are tracking like 3 types of signals for our own brand, and then competitor signal, and then this one is like bringing you many like touch points where we can collect data from. I will check the questions.
Yeah, so here you can see that like there are 3,000 companies which were found here. And yeah, obviously these are all the companies which have this stack of signals, but not all of them are in our persona and what we're targeting in terms of ICP. So basically once it finishes the tasks and put this in an Excel sheet, we're going to put tiers to them.
Yeah, I see we have some questions. So the first one is, can we get a recording? Yes, it will be recorded. We will share it later on. Then we have how to get the required skill to Claude. Well, it's like some of the things you can build yourself with Claude. So you can tell it what you want as a skill. It can activate it later on in your sessions. some of the actions and the pieces of the puzzle are coming from other tools that have MCP. Like for instance, Clearcue, we are using Clearcue. It has an MCP, and then we are utilizing the data coming from it.
Yeah, so now it's over. You can see these are all the 2000, actually 3000 companies. Here you can see the company sizes, the location, when was the last interaction, how many engaged people there were, and so on. Now I'm going to put 3 tiers to them. So the first one is like our top tier. Let's imagine companies in UK and US, mid-size, finance, HR, and recruitment. The tier two are companies which are bigger, we don't care about location, we don't care about their sizing. In the tier three, we put more industries like any SaaS or AI company. So now with that prompt, it will generate and tag all these companies for us. Obviously, once you do that and see all the outputs and steps, you can put all these things in one big prompt and test it. But in our use case, we would like to have a control and review this list. So typically when we're building our sequences, we're building them step by step because yeah, sometimes the context is becoming pretty big. There are some things when the conversations is compacted and needs to be summarized and information is lost. So that's why we prefer to do them step by step.
Yeah, here it's like what we do like firstly, usually it's like setting the, as you can see here, it's like the ICP on the company level. So we try to first like set the demographics of the company, the size, the industry, and then once we have that as a filter, we dig like a little bit deeper into like the next step will be the qualifying one. Martin will show you, and you will see like how we proceed with the kind of intense signals and how we qualify which one is good and which one is like not worth our time right now, so the people are not ready. All of that you can like use for lead generation, so it can bring you like new leads. It can also be used for you to monitor like an existing pipeline. So let's say you are a business that the sales cycles are long, and like the companies that you are kind of selling to, they need some kind of more touch points. You can successfully have like a list with pre-built companies that you want to track and you want to know how they're behaving and what is happening with them, and then run that kind of qualification weekly, monthly, and like understand what is happening with them.
So here you can see that from all these 3000 companies, there were just 39 which are in tier 1, 109 in tier 2. I will just in the meantime put to tag them in the platform as well. And here, yeah, we have that list which have all these kind of people. Here you can see the signals which were collected for every single company as well. And yeah, later I will show you how we're going to use them. So why I'm tagging these companies? Because I prefer when I have these tags on the companies to go into the tool and review all the information about the company in terms of signals, people who are working there, and so on.
Yeah, I'm looking into the questions now. So we have, can we get a guide or a tool and a skill for Claude? Yeah, we will give you some of the things that we have, the prompts. We don't have a skill because we directly use the MCPs of Clearcue, HeyReach, like different kind of tools, and like it's already predefined there. But if you need some kind of tool for brainstorming about signals, directly you can use Clearcue, or we can prepare something that can help you. But I would say Claude is like very good in like giving you some kind of direction where you have to start. Okay, then we have
one sec. So yeah, now we have the tiers which are important for one, which is like tier 1 and 2. I will just put this the other prompt, which is the qualification. this is something which is really important for us, and it will define if we're going to reach out that company or not. Currently, we're qualifying, once we qualified the companies based on tiers and based on our ICP, now we would like to qualify them based on the signals. Currently, we would like to reach out only the companies which interacted multiple times with me, Ralitz, or Clearcue content, and have at least some signals with our competitors. We really care about freshness of these signals, so they are less than they are done in the past 14 days, and the Claude is going to qualify and score them based on these rules. When you're doing that, you can define whatever rules are working for you, whatever signals you're going to stack in the current version. And now,
Yeah,
if we go like into the platform, and what I do, I can say, okay, I would like to see which are the companies which are tier 1. And now I can review all these companies. For example, I can go in Remote Pass, for example, and here I see 47 signals which are stacked for Remote Pass. So here I see my brand. So I have 2 connections with them. I have messages with them, replies from people there. They interacted with one of our competitors, but it was long ago, and some top voices. Here I can also see all the people from that company which
detected in
which were
some kind of
detected with
signal.
some signals, when was the last detection date, their roles and stuff like that, which is very powerful. For example, the head of growth of that company, we have 15 signals where all of them are related to our business. So this is a very strong, very strong one.
Yeah, for the prompts, like we used our own criteria, but let's say you can like use them as example and then brainstorm with Claude what you should put in the specific sections, which will be like relevant for your business directly. In the questions, I see like variety of questions of, yes, we use currently for the examples, we use the signals from Clearcue. We have like different data sources from where we like collect signals. We have AI like post-processing that is qualifying the signal and understanding whether if it's exactly what we need and we are looking for. I'm looking into the questions also.
Okay, so now we have our last version of our spreadsheet, and now all these companies are scored by how hot is the company based on the signals we collected. I will run the last script, which is basically based on all these scores to find us the decision makers, which we are going to put a sequence later on. So while that thing is working, I'm going to show you the spreadsheet. So here for tier 1, we have, these are our top companies, which we can
define as hot, like the signals are, the criteria of the signal that we've set are telling us those are companies that we need to target now.
Yes, so basically what we typically target and for outreach are companies which score more than like 50, 60 and above. Here you see that in the tier 1, not a lot of companies are in that way, but in tier 2, we have plenty of companies which we're going to reach out. And basically here we just said that we would like to find from all tier 1 and tier 2 companies which are warm or hot, just to find them the people who showed signals and intent which are in sales or go-to-market departments, or for the smaller companies, founders or CEOs.
Yeah, in the chat, like you have like many questions about where we are getting the data. As I mentioned before, we currently use Clearcue to give us the signals. Those are like interactions that are happening 2 hours ago, 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago. Like those are very fresh data. You can, of course, use any type of other provider that you want that can bring you different kinds of information. So if you are using like stale data that is for, I don't know, behavior that happened in the past long ago, somebody got a grant or they like, you need something that happened in the past, of course, you can feed Claude with that information. As Martin mentioned in the beginning, the better the better the quality of the context you give it, the more helpful it will be for you. So you have to like think about the type of the data that you give it so it can read from it.
And just to give a little bit of context about what is Clearcue, Clearcue sets up signals for you. So basically you mention your business, give context to it, and it proposes you signals which are related to your business. It knows in which data sources to look for this kind of intent, and later on, based on that data, you can connect it with MCP to Claude, ChatGPT, or some other tool to get that data and work with it, similar to how we are showing right now, or just explore it in the tool.
Yeah, you can like hook up like how we on a daily basis use such kind of tools. We use like Claude as a backbone, and then we connect different kind of tools with an MCP, and we send data back and forth, analyze. Then let's say we get the data from Clearcue, we analyze it, we return back some, as Martin showed you, some tags or some information, some create signals, redefine them or whatever. And then this data can be sent later on to, let's say, HeyReach, so you can do outreach there, or you can do some kind of additional analysis, like get some kind of contacts for people, additionally enrich them, or something like that. All of those can be like hooked with MCP so they can work for you. And like we will show you later, but for those, you can schedule different kind of tasks in Claude in particular, and they can run every day for you. So when you sit on your computer, like after 15 minutes, you will have the whole list, let's say, qualified with the leads from the past 2 days, or like ready messages that you have to send. You just have to approve and like go through it, prepare for a meeting with a client or something like that. We will show you examples. I see like which tools you use. We use HeyReach, we use Clearcue, we use like Claude, of course. We use different kind of tools like post-hoc to analyze. This is like very, very useful if you have like analytics on your product. You can like make things as collect the information from let's say your signals and how the person or the prospect is behaving in the digital space. Then you can collect the data from how they behave in your tool and like in your product, what is happening with them. You can understand some kind of dynamics of news and like do some kind of additional research with Claude. And then when you combine that information, you can like either upsell them something or understand where something is breaking. We combine those tools with Claude like that.
Yeah, and so here now it's gonna finish. What we did is basically we started from the signals and what we wanted to source from. After that, we put tiers to all our companies which we're curious about. After that, we qualified which are the ones which are hot currently and which not. And now when we get the people with that CSV, you can go to your outreach tool and send it there. Or here, if you put the HeyReach MCP or some other outreach tool MCPs, it can run your campaigns automatically. So basically here in less than 20 minutes, we were able to do the whole sourcing and to get leads which are warm and which are already looking into your solution. Yeah, that call is taking a little bit more time, maybe because there are a lot of people.
Yeah. Something that is very like important, we briefly mentioned it before. When you start like doing that kind of qualification, always start with the company and forget about the persona, like the decision maker, the persona, the person that is showing the signal itself. Because most of the cases you only need the company to show you signals, hiring, new office, fundraising, all of those are company related signals, and you don't care. And let's say you care first that the company is showing the signal, and then on top of that, you might care that a specific person is showing this signal. So think about it. If you want to know that a company is opening a new office in London, you shouldn't be caring that this is mentioned in a post of an intern that is just starting there, because it's the same, like it's the same kind of quality of the signal. And then later on, when you brainstorm, when you have your list with companies, you have to like find the decision makers there so you can prepare your pitch and like think about the strategy.
Yeah, and now you can see you have that list with all the hot companies here. Who is the best contact to reach out to? We have that in tier 1 and in tier 2, and you can upload that list to whatever outreach tool you would like to use. The next thing I'm going to show you, and it's very powerful thing because most of our leads and what we're doing are coming from our content, apart from the outreach, is basically a comparison. Here's a prompt which we're going to share later. It's a dashboard to compare your audience and how your content performing versus your competitors, in which markets you're winning, which targeted companies are converting, and so on. So yeah, that thing worked for around 15-20 minutes. So if we open it here, you can see that you have engagement analysis. You can compare it with any of these competitors here, which yeah, we didn't put names on purpose. And for example, if we choose company D here, you can see Clearcue. We have total 760 people in the last like a month or so. Company D is 176, and there is a comparison between the company sizes which are engaging, here the positions, the market, the industries, and countries, and where they're winning. So I see here they're winning only in France, so I guess this is a French company.
Yeah, it's very important that like this one can be customized for yourself. So you can put like, if it's not relevant to look at the position of the people, or you want some kind of specific industry comparison, like sub-industries or something, you can do all of that. You can see it by cities. It really depends on your type of the business, and all of those like specific small containers, they can contain your data. The only important part is like you have a place that is collecting fresh or like raw content that you can like visualize with Claude later on in like similar dashboard. And this one you can like look at it before campaigns or planning campaigns, analyzing what you're like. It could be even used for marketing campaigns. So it's really up to you and how your sales is working, how many touch points you need, how you're positioning, and it can reveal like a lot of information for you. And it can even bring you like a very good data on what to focus on next.
Yeah, here with that company, for example, we have similar audience more or less, and here we can see that yeah, we're winning in Europe, but they have bigger, better presence like in the States and Germany. Sorry, in Canada. So the next thing is how we do and how we explore new leads every day. So basically, here, this is my prompt. So I'm saying with the Clearcue MCP, give me all the new companies which were detected from signals from the past 24 hours. And just to identify which are the top leads for us based on our ICP, and tag them new leads to review. So on a daily basis, I just go in Clearcue and it shows me the companies which are new. So basically, in most of the cases, these companies are not ready to reach out, but I'm curious if we engage with somebody who is a new person or it was detected like a new signal. So if I like the company, for example, these guys, I can say, okay, these are tier 1 company for us, or just to explore them, see who are the people there, if I have a personal connection with them, if I would like to have something special. How you can set it up to run automatically, you can just go to the schedule task, you say new task, just put some name which is explanatory for you, put the prompt.
Copy paste the prompt.
Yeah, and say I would like to run it daily at 9 a.m. The only thing is that your computer should be available at that time, so that prompt is run. And once it's run, you're not even needed to go to Claude. You just go here and do whatever you want, or it can just qualify your leads. You can use it in whatever.
Yeah, important thing is you need to leave it open, so it has to work. It has to be activated on your computer, so the task can run. That's the only important part for the schedule.
Yes. And the last thing which I would like to show you, it's something at least I'm very excited about because yeah, in 2 weeks we're going in San Francisco, and every year when we're going, we would like to meet some Bulgarians or people we would like to look. But this task takes like at least a day or two to review all these people, ask for intros, see which are the people who know about us. And here I just do it with one prompt. I'm saying, okay, I'm going to San Francisco. I would like to give me all the people who engage with me, viewed my profile or have connection, check if their location in San Francisco, and tell me if they might be Bulgarians, because I would like to meet with people who are in that community there. And yeah, basically it gets the list, it filters it, similar to what I showed you in the outreach one. And after that, it gave me like 8, 9 people who are very likely with reasoning that they're Bulgarian. For example, Vasil here, and yeah, all these people. Now I'm going to reach out and meet with them, and yeah, I didn't do anything more than just that single prompt.
Yeah, so I will show you like a few more things. Let me just share my screen. So the next thing that is like usually how I go is like I need to prepare for some kind of a for a meeting, or I see a company that might be interesting for me. I saw a LinkedIn post or something like that. So this particular prompt, I've run it and I can show you like here. So the same prompt, and I want like to understand in this company what is happening, and what I will get is like those are the people that we've detected like many signals for them, different kinds of like what are the signals itself. Like I can ask even more questions to Claude later on giving more information of this person. When should I contact this person? Should I meet them at event or something like that? So it can like bring you pretty much good understanding of how to approach to a company that is interesting for you. And you can run that, let's say this particular company is interesting for me, but I don't see enough signals right now. I can run that on a weekly, monthly, depends on the company, even like a quarterly basis, to understand how are they behaving and should I act in some way and like approach them so they are ready for me and for my tool. The next one is like I use every day many times. It's like how I prepare for a meeting. So I have a connection. Claude checks my meetings every day, that when I have a demo or something, and then it runs this particular prompt. Let me show you a result from it. Like here, I defined like what are the pain points of the person? Do they know about us? Do they have any interaction with competitors? Like different kind of things that might be interesting for me. You can also put like, as I mentioned, additional analysis on are they a customer already? How they use the like your tool? Have they looked at your pricing page? Like different kind of things that might signal you how to talk and how to behave in your meeting. And like once the Claude is like collects all of the information, it can bring it down to like a simple document. You go through it, scan it, understand what is happening, and then be prepared for your particular meeting. It can give you like who else from the company, like what they read previously. This one, of course, you can use for like prepare messages and outreach, like in different kind of emails. If you want, I would only advise that do not read from this while you're on the meeting. Just read it before that, have it in your head, and then go ahead with everything that you usually do in your particular like process there.
I see there is a question about how much does it cost on Claude. We're on max subscriptions, so it is like 100 euros plan. And basically, in the past months, while we were using them, it was impossible to reach our limit. So whatever we were doing, it was fitting in that 100 euros plan. Currently, Claude adapted their limit. So in the past days, we haven't seen any issues so far, but we'll monitor them. So I would definitely say that if you're in this kind of plans, it should work.
Yeah,
Fine.
something which is very important. We use Claude also for working in terms of like developing. It's not only for go to market. So those like limits we hit not only by running our automation here. I think the previous like the smallest one should work with the things that you wanna accomplish here, and we are showing right now. The one of the last things that we are gonna show is that um we are, let's say we want, like how we last year decided whether we want to go to slush or no, whether it is like worth it for us. There are like specific conferences, events and stuff that publicly everybody's sharing. I'm going there, I'm going because of this and that. So it's very easy for us, and I think it should be easy for you as well if your business is targeting clients in events, like to like collect information, public information, who are the people that are going. You can qualify them even more. Like here I put like just a small brief like qualification. You can put more, you can use the prompts from the scoring that Martin showed you at the beginning. And then this one can bring you like a file which is like telling you, yeah, those are the companies that will be at this event. This is for the last year. They will be at this event. Those are the people that will be going. Use slush platform so you can make meetings, and like your time is spent well. Like we all know what is happening to those events, and that you are just crazy, don't know who talk with, like going to different meetings. um, for us, this one takes just like a few minutes, and we exactly have the preparation of how and what to talk with the people. You can even run it with the prep that I showed you a little bit before. So when you go talk with the people, you will have like already context for them. And yeah, those are pretty much the examples that we have prepared. We can look into the questions if we have
Yes,
anything else like left. And
Yeah, so basically one of the main questions I see is regarding the data. So for the accuracy of the data, we rely on our platform. So basically whatever we set up, it scans different data sources, and after that AI is going on top of it just to extract which are the relevant signals and which are the noise. So in the platform and what is sent to the through the MCP in Claude is basically giving only the meaningful signals. So Claude is using only the signals and the context with the signals which are meaningful and detected, and not the and not the noise which were removed by the platform. Okay, so the next one is where do you get the contact data? So we have different providers, and yeah, depending on the use case and what kind of information we need, we use these providers. So it's kind of cascading. Um, For the tier one people, do you reach out directly via DM, or do you have specific campaigns you see working well after you identify the people? So basically for tier one and tier two, and if we see that companies are hot, we put them directly in a campaign for outreach from our personal profiles. And basically we have, depending on the industry and size of the company, between 30 and 50% reply rate.
Yeah, it's very like this one is it really depends of your type of the business. So it's first like what you're selling, what is the price range, how many touch points you need for this like particular client to become your client. Do you need to like for them to see you to like have some kind of awareness, or they need to have some kind of a trust in you. So it really depends. For our own case, yes, sometimes we see people directly on some live events. Sometimes it only takes like a one line message. People are talking with us. What we've seen with our customers is the same. Like it really depends of the business, and I would say it much more depends of the hot signal that you have. So if you have identified that companies that are, I don't know, reacting on a lead magnet type of posts in LinkedIn, they are ready to talk with you right now. It could be just a message in LinkedIn and it could go well.
Yeah, so can you set up the signals via the MCP? Yes, we could. But to be honest, the setup works better in Clearcue because there we have skills and things in the agents which will help you to set up and uncover intent. Where for Claude, it's working just the agent of Claude, where it doesn't have these skills.
Yeah, sometimes, like for instance, because we are identifying different types of signals all the time. So the signals, something which is very important, signals are not like set and done and you don't care about them anymore. Some signals are like that. For instance, if you want to track your own brand, yes, you put the signal there, it starts working and you don't look at it anymore. But if you are kind of observing and testing different things and having campaigns, you will have to like brainstorm and add different signals, stop different signals because they're not relevant right now, but you can like resume them later on. It's a process that you will be having all the time with your business, so it's not once.
Yeah, so here there is a very interesting question which I hear a lot of time, and people are typically pessimistic that they will be able to find any information. It's what about product businesses where it's selling to retailers, food services, etc. I'm unsure how this would be relevant. So basically, for that question, we have a couple of customers exactly in that area, and they were saying, okay, my persona is not online, it's not doing anything, how I'm going to find any information. And to be honest, yeah, obviously it's not like SaaS AI startup which is posting every day and stuff like that, but there are tons of interactions and things which are showing intent of these personas, and you can reach out to them in the right moment. Our customers were looking exactly for food distributors in the space, and we were able to find a lot of people who are interested in AI and just to integrate these flows and what they were offering.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is, um, for that type of industries where typically the persona is not live, you need every bit of like signal intention that you can get that the company is moving into the direction that you want. Sometimes it could be like you see their leadership is changing and the next generation of, I don't know, the leaders are going, so they might do some kind of changes internally and stuff like that. And this one is something that they share because they hire new people or because they move to their new, I don't know, base or something like that. And when you observe that in terms of company, and then dig on to how I can meet with their director or whatever, you can meet this person not online. So there is no need for you to hook up like an outreach and LinkedIn message and send them and they like expect them to answer you like that. So the way you outreach those people is like another set of things that you can use all of that information that we are showing as a context. Sometimes it's very easy, it's a message. You can automate it from beginning to end. Sometimes you need to think about a little bit more and be
Yeah.
creative.
Okay, so the next question is this only for B2B products or could work for B2C? So I would say that if your target value is at least 100 euros or dollar per month, it could work for B2C. We see a lot of property companies using our platform for finding people who might be interested in different properties, investments, or lands. So if you target high value customers, it could also work for B2C.
Yeah.
So here, what levels of data do you track in Clearcue? I want to know all types of signals we can pick up. So in Clearcue, the unique thing is you can track whatever signal you would like. We set up the data source under the hood, and you can track very specific things. We have job data sources, we have socials, we're adding soon podcasts and news. So whatever you define, we set up the data source under the hood, and after that, we're going to match and extract all these signals which you can pick up. So how much do you send? I guess it's spent on Claude every month. And which are the tools? Yeah, we answered. So basically, we are just using our subscriptions, and obviously for Clearcue, we have API calls, but they're depending on the customers. Okay, that one was answered. So very cool signal collection. Are there outreach integrations that you can recommend for best results? So for us, because we're doing mainly LinkedIn, HeyReach is working well. If you would like to combine it with email, you can use like Lemlist. Some of our customers are using it. So yeah, both I think are working okay.
Yeah, I see a question. What go-to-market strategy would you start with for a SaaS product if you had if you have no initial users, no budget for paid ads, and not developed social profiles? Which channels, in your experience, have been most effective for acquiring initial users for a B2B market? So for the channels, it really depends of the type of the business, where the persona that you are selling to is living and like doing their day-to-day actions. I would say if you don't have your own profiles active, developed, and stuff, you have to think about, are there any competitors? Are there any partners or adjacent type of businesses that are attracting the same persona that you are selling to? So you can understand, like, you can see who is there, how they are behaving, and you can also like define signals that are related to topics. So there is no need for you to track your own profile or your competitor profile. You can track like people that are talking about vibe coding or people that are engaging with I don't know, selling flowers or like whatever your type of business is. And then this one will show you like the place where you get your signals from. You can define that kind of rules for the signals, and it can bring you like people who are talking on those topics. And then it's up to you to understand how you are going to use that kind of information for yourself. It could be something totally irrelevant to what you are selling in terms of logic, but it just needs to show you they have the intent for you and they are ready to be outreached or to be warmed up in any way with some kind of different approach, like marketing approach.
There is another one which is regarding why we're prompting. So basically, we have automated flows which are running directly in our platform. So we have the list with signal stacking, with tiers, and whenever a lead comes there, there is an integration where you're syncing that list, and whenever a new lead gets there, it goes to the automated sequences. Here, the goal was to show the people how they can do that with Claude, and basically with the scheduled task, you can automate that and have this end-to-end automated. So what I showed you in the qualifying workflow, you can do it like in a single prompt where the last instruction should be okay, and now just put all these leads into the campaign in Lemlist or something like that.
Yeah, I think we have one like a little bit more.
So there is a question if we have an API to Clearcue. So currently we have only the MCP, but yeah, soon most probably we're going to open an API as well. Okay, another one. Can we design signals tailored to our offering? As I mentioned earlier, you can set up whatever signals you would like to do.
Yeah, something which is very important is like you can design your own signals. Sometimes it takes what we've seen working better is like have few signals that are pretty straightforward, but when you combine them and when you have the context of your business, it works well. So if you see a company closing, let's say Series A, they are announcing a new office and they are hiring for engineers, let's say, you can like assume that they will be going to need like somebody to help them with onboarding those people or finding those people for the location they open the office, and they have the money because they just close around. So those can add up one to another, and then you can understand. We have like our clients, they combine all kinds of signals that when I looked at those, sometimes I don't understand why they are tracking like import of tulips and I don't know, drones or something. And then this one, you don't have any like direct relation, but our clients, they know why they use it and they use it successfully to close deals. So it's really up to you to think about how people are behaving before you sell them something. And just combine the data and look at it into one place so you can take decisions, and even Claude to help you with that context of all of the data, because like analyzing 2000 people at once, like understanding what they do, multiple people from their company, this one is like heavy on the human brain. And yeah, we're trying to show you how those one probably will change in the next week and then month and stuff, because we constantly iterate. Just that's the direction that we are going, and this is how we operate.
Yeah, there are a couple of questions regarding the pricing. So basically, we're charging per signal tracked. So we don't charge on credits or stuff like that. It is just the signal. If you're tracking, let's say, your profile, your competitor, and hiring signal, this is like three signals. We are flat in terms of how many leads are going to come from these signals. So we have three different plans. One is up to 7 signals, the other one is 25, and the third one is like 75. You can go to the website and through the QR and see more details about it.
Yeah.
So the next one is, you mentioned Clearcue use stacking signals to move beyond noise. How does AI handle conflicting signals or false positives? So currently, in a couple of days, we're releasing a self-evaluation agent, which is uh, getting the feedback from the user for different signals, if they match their expectations, if they look more for them, and also evaluating the results the signals are doing. So basically, once that thing is released, the data quality will become even better than what it is now. Another question regarding the webhook integration. So with the webhook integration, what we're sending is like all the company and people information, and together with that, we're sending the signals with the sources of these signals. So there are two things. It could be like a signal that the company fundraised, and after that you can have like 5, 10, 15 different sources proving that signal. So for example, it's fundraising Series A, you can see a post from a founder, news in the media, somebody announced that in a podcast and stuff like that. So all these data sources will be stacked under the signal, and you're going to receive that through the MCP or through the webhook.
Yeah, for everyone that didn't get an answer for the question or something like that, feel free to ping us in LinkedIn. We will be happy to talk and like help you with any kinds of setups that you have. Yeah, answer any questions. If anyone is going to be in San Francisco in 2 weeks, we will be happy to meet there also. So ping us for that sense as well.
Yeah, after that, we're going to share all the prompts, the recording, and also we are producing more content in that. And yeah, whatever we find, we're sharing that on LinkedIn as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we are up with the time. So thank you very much for the questions. And yeah, hope that everyone can get their hands on the flow, on the prompts, and like customize them for yourself, and you get some value, you are able to close some deals. All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.